Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. And today we're going to talk about Kyrie Irving's quote on James Harden being appointed point guard of the Nets and the conversation they had. Because, in my opinion, that conversation and how he addressed it, how Kyrie addressed it, speaks volumes for the Brooklyn Nets, the future for the Nets in this season, and for me improves the chances of like, oh shit, these guys might actually win the championship or have a real shot at winning the championship because of team chemistry, dynamic, dichotomy, etc., etc. But yeah, I think it kind of went under the radar for a lot of people, but I thought it was important enough for us to to cover it, because who knows, maybe in a few months from now we'll be talking about this quote again.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely be talking about this quote because, if they're going to reach their full potential anytime soon, they had to squash this whole issue with the chemistry before it became
That's
an
true.
issue.
I mean, the Heatles waited a whole season
Pretty
to
much.
squash that. Like, it took them a finals L
Yeah,
to
it pretty
finally
much took-
address it.
Yeah, it pretty much took, to the point of D-Wade saying, hey, you know what? LeBron, this is your team.
Yeah, on a trip to, was it the Bahamas, I think?
It might have been the Bahamas. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I
But
feel
it was a Caribbean.
Imagine being a fly on the wall for that conversation.
I would love to see that.
Right? You just imagine LeBron and Dwayne Wade like
Yeah.
just in the room.
But I'm glad to see that this happened right now because we could both agree
Yes.
this easily could have gone ugly real quick.
Facts.
Uh,
Could have definitely fucking imploded.
Yeah, man, definitely. But hey, before we get to it, hey, appreciate all everybody has been tuning into the channel, all the
Yes,
new
sir.
subscribers, man. Takes two to tango, man. Appreciate that, man. Let's keep this going. BTD to the moon. You already know. Hit that like, hit that comment, subscribe.
Growing that BTD community.
And let's grow that community. But what was the exact quote?
No bots, please. No bots.
No bots. Exactly. But what was
that
the
on a
exact?
shirt.
What was that? Was it a quote or something? What got this going?
All right, so it was an interview that Kyrie had, and the interview basically focused on how they've been working on building their on-court chemistry, and how Irving and Harden had a brief conversation at practice.
Okay.
And to clarify their roles, and I go, quote, "We established that maybe 4 days ago now." This is 4 days ago from the article.
Yeah, from what happened.
Back to the quote. I just looked at him and I said, "You're the point guard, and I'm going to play shooting guard." That was as simple as that. It's not a mystical conversation that we had. He's been taking control of the responsibilities and doing an incredible job. It just makes my job easier to just go out and play free and just make plays. So, I mean, come on. And then Harden, he addressed it, and he said, "I came to this team knowing that they have two special scorers on this team. Obviously, I score when I need to, but as long as I'm getting everybody involved and Kai is getting the shots that he wants, KD is getting the shots that he wants, it's pretty efficient. Offensively is not the problem for us. We can score in bunches. It's defensively. It seems like we're getting a rhythm as of late. We just got to keep it up." And I'm sure, everyone is aware of that's the Brooklyn Nets weakness per se, their defensive side.
Yeah, it's their defense and the lack of depth that they have.
Oh, that yeah.
Because they pretty much gutted their whole roster to make this trade.
Yeah, and I'm glad that this is getting to that they addressed this publicly, because I don't know if you remember this, but when we did a video, you see a card of it was when James Harden, the trade was still talked about. Harden hadn't been traded anywhere, and there were top three contenders. It was Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat, and Philadelphia 76ers. At the time, nobody thought Nets. And then Irwin and I did a video.
That was the favorite, the Nets. Yeah.
Okay, we did our take on our side. Like, Irwin chose the Heat, I chose the Nets, not on where we think he was gonna go, but more so where we thought he should go. And one of my points, or a couple of my points, is what they're talking about now. I brought up how, like, a lot of people undervalue the humanistic and social relationships in pro sports. It's very important, especially in team sports. Individual sports, obviously not so much, but in team sports, very important.
Well, it's very important. You saw with a lot of super teams in the past that have not panned out.
Exactly.
That's
Clippers last year.
And
it comes with understanding. And I brought up how, like, the reason I wanted to see Harden on the Knicks, and I saw why he would get picked up there, is Durant, Kyrie, and Harden are displayed a lot in the NBA, especially Durant and Kyrie, which I think why they made such a good duo when they first paired up, was that they're viewed as different individuals, like a personality that's pretty unique, not very misunderstood. There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
And I felt like, well, shit. Harden's another misunderstood NBA player who's of their caliber. You put those three, I think they would all get each other, like on an individual, person to person, man to man level, and not just like sports, but just on a deeper sense, like individual to individual. Yeah. And I think this is a clear example of that happening. Like, look, we're weird, you're weird. Let's get weird together. You know what I mean?
Type stuff and go to a strip club.
And yeah, they're just with it. And on top of that, another point that I brought up is they've all been Robins at some point in their careers.
Sure, they're not Batmans.
Nah, Robins. Well, they've all been Batmans too.
No, they've been Robins.
That's what I liked about them three pairing up, because like you said, the biggest worry was like, yo, this shit might just straight up blow up in their faces.
Yep. That was the main concern.
Yeah, because that shit happens sometimes with just 2-star players. Like the best example is Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah,
and now we're trying to merge 3 A1 like at their peak players. Like shit. Yeah. But I thought it was more. This could have worked. They had a greater chance of working out because they've all been Robins. Like KD has stepped back on Golden State. And in OKC, where he would switch up with Russ. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knew KD was the Batman, but he would let Russ have, like, you know what I mean?
Batman moments.
Yeah. And talk his shit. But then in Golden State, he had to step back. Because even though, most people were aware that KD was the best player, it was Steph's team. And then Harden. Man, that man wasn't even just a Robin. He was a six man. All the way on the bench. And having that start, I think, and we see it with Jimmy Butler. Like, when you start off like that, it sticks with you. Like, especially when you don't, when you start off pro like that. It's not like a lot of people go through that younger, but if you start off pro like that, it sticks with you longer the longer you've been in that role.
It helps out.
And even, so I think that was cool. Well, Harden and Kyrie, Kyrie was Batman in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Then LeBron came. Ain't nobody gonna challenge LeBron for a Batman role. So
there's Batman moments.
Yeah. And then so that combined with the humanist, like the humanistic aspect, which can result in an actual friendship, because there's a difference between being,
there's a difference between friends and business.
Yeah, and there's different levels of friendship, and there's friends that you hang out with, like they're like you're going out friend, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then there's like your boys, like your friends that like you like fuck with on a deeper level. They get you, you know what I'm saying?
I've told you as well. Even if they get you, like I told you with an example, I'm not gonna bring it up, but there's some boys that you have that you're boys in real life, but when it comes to business, you guys are like oil and water.
Shots fired.
It doesn't work, man.
Okay, that's true. Shit, maybe one day you break it to BTD behind the scenes. And I think a great example too is Harden's quote saying, "I came to this team knowing that they have 2 special scorers on this team. So obviously I score when I need to, but as long as I'm getting everyone involved." That goes to show that James Harden, knowing who he is, you know what I mean? He's fully aware of who he is. Every fan is aware of who he is. Yeah. He was like, nah, these 2 came to Brooklyn first. I'm going to respect their boundaries. I'm also going to respect the fact that they're both as talented as I am, you know what I mean? And as great as I am. But they came here first, so I'm going to step back and do what I need to do. Look, so that could have not happened, you know what I mean?
Look, it's great that I'm hearing this, but at the end of the day, these are just words. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because these guys are mature superstars. Per se, but I want to see how
actions speak louder than words.
I want to see how this happens in the playoffs when they get tested for real the first time. And, we'll see if push comes to shove.
No, facts. When it comes to this and thing. That's why I wanted to do this quote, because when I said this quote, Kyrie touching on Harden being the point guard publicly speaks volumes, is that to me, it goes to show that these words hold higher weight, because it gives me higher hope and belief that, okay, when the postseason comes, because the postseason is mostly about, like, once you got the talent, once you got the coach, once you got the system going, it's about dynamic on the court. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, it's all about field performance.
It comes to the players,
and
man.
It comes to the players and how they
mesh.
Exactly. Team chemistry, individual chemistry. So hearing this and the fact that they've already settled this earlier on, bro, to me, it gives me high hopes for okay, shit, Brooklyn Nets might actually end up being the 2021 championships, or at the very least in the finals.
They
just got to work on their D, like Harden said.
It's a very possible thing that it could happen because, as you see right now, they're one of their main threats in the West. AD's not 100%. He's having some health issues right now.
Yeah.
And if that continues, man, and the Nets make the finals, it's pretty much them.
We saw how a hurt team, how her injuries affected a hurt team in the finals last year.
Of course, man. If that wouldn't have happened, we might have been talking about a different champion.
No, facts.
At that time. But
so I'm very interested to see how this all plays out. And I highly respect, because, bro, let's be honest, there's a lot of criticism from the media and fans. And the media, y'all need to chill out talking shit about Kyrie. Like, I'm sorry, but y'all are attacking, like, this man's character. And people make fun of, like, oh, he's weird, whatever. Like, nah, he's just, like, he's just full representative of his individualism. I put a tweet about it. I don't know if you saw, but that's what I highly admire about Kyrie and how he's been portraying himself this season. And, like, it doesn't necessarily mean shit about, like, his mentality. Like, I think Broussard was one of them. And shit, even AM Hoops, a YouTuber. Like, oh, this guy's mentality is unstable or whatever. Like, nah, I think they're reaching a little with that. Like, I think this quote also represents, like, no. Kyrie's head, and that's been my opinion this entire time. His head on his shoulders is good. He's set. Everything's going to play out well.
But Andrade, well, you got to take into consideration as well, this is part of the territory that happens when you join a super team or you make a super team. And not only making a super team, but you're making a super team in arguably the biggest market in the world, the New York area.
But you're talking about, like, the criticism.
Exactly. It just gets amplified. They're going to get the criticism anyways, you know, whether he's playing in Cleveland, but it's just going to be amplified even more because he's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And right now the Knicks are a dumpster fire.
And they're a super team in Brooklyn.
Yeah. New York, they're getting all the hype right now in New York because the Knicks are a dumpster fire. They're not gonna get that talk.
This man talking shit. They're doing their thing, Brandon. They're doing their thing.
Dumpster fire. They're still a dumpster fire until I've proven otherwise. Dumpster fire.
Hey, yo, Knicks fan, get on his ass.
Nice little season. That's cute. Still a dumpster fire.
Maybe we'll do a video on that, but I think this might be the start of something beautiful for New York, to be honest.
But this is great and
this quote is the start of something beautiful for the Nets moving forward.
It's great, and you know what? To add to what you're saying, you know, it shows how serious these guys are. Not only making it work, but to make it work to bring a championship to Brooklyn. And obviously, you know, for all these guys, to bring a championship, you know, for James Harden, his first championship.
The Nets go 0 for 82. How that shit look? Gravy. Oh, damn, I just fucked up the second half of that bar.
Man,
but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Just end the episode. Close the channel on like that. It was a nice
On that
note, yeah, man, it's pretty good, man. We've hold this thing, but you guys let us know, man, in the comments what you guys think, man.
You guys think I'm overhyping this quote? Like, am I making it more than what it is? There's a part of me that does believe that, but honestly, watch. I think in the postseason, this is going to be one of those clear hints that, like, oh, shit, okay, they were, you know, internally working shit out.
And just know that just like Pepperidge Farm remembers, we remember. You know, when it comes to it wasn't a good quote.
What you talking about?
I don't know, but that came out so bad. But either way, appreciate all the love and the hate. I sounded like a dumpster fire right there. But as you guys know, catch us on Insta, Twitter, TikTok, and Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. We'll catch you guys soon, but for now, later.
Take care.